This guy just had the biggest stand-up comedy show ever in Australia, right? He's the biggest stand-up comedian on the fucking planet. You think Kevin Hart needs the goddamn Academy? They need him, right? These old geezers who are all being phased out, acting like Kevin Hart needs us. Look, douchebags, you have 0 ratings, okay? You are trying to get millennials. How do I know that you're trying to get millennials? Look at the stupid ass movies that you are nominating. In fact, this year they tried, it blew up in their face, but they tried to make a new category. And the category was going to be best popular film, right? Yeah. Why? Because they wanted to stick Black Panther in there without having to deal with the backlash of actual film critics saying, why is Black Panther there? You see, this is the thing they've always struggled with. How to keep it, oh, hey, guess what? We'll throw The Blind Side in there so your aunt will watch, right? So that's the whole thing that they're working on. And now they're saying, oh, that demographic of millennials, they don't know what Hollywood is. They don't care about any of this shit. The history of Hollywood, you wheeling out Kirk Douglas so he can speak incoherently for 10 minutes and make everyone sad. Like, they don't give a shit. Who do they like? Kevin Hart. Good move. If you want to put on a show, good move. You get Kevin Hart, some millennials will watch this piece of crap, right? So this is their thinking. Smart. But they're so full of themselves, they decide that Variety is going to get on their high horse and they're going to write about how Kevin Hart doesn't deserve to host the Academy Awards because he doesn't have the requisite compassion. Requisite compassion? You guys gave a standing ovation to a child rapist. I watched it. Okay, his name's Roman Polanski. He raped a child. You gave him a standing ovation and an Academy Award for Best Director. What the fuck is your major malfunction? You are now going to lecture Kevin Hart. You're the moral arbiter of our times, the Academy, Harvey Weinstein's fucking dumping ground. That guy had the rule of the goddamn roost for 30 fucking years. Are you high? You're going after Kevin Hart, a guy who makes people laugh. You're digging up his old tweets to see if there's something offensive. He's a comedian, you dickheads. So their grandstanding leads to this. It's the same old standoff. It's ABC and Roseanne. Who wins? Roseanne wins. Why? Because ABC is nothing. ABC is nothing. Name me an ABC show that is worth a shit. Can't do it. Right? Name me an ABC show that gets ratings. Can't do it. Roseanne was pulling in such high numbers. There was billions of dollars of potential revenue for ABC. Future revenue yet to be tapped. The show, I can attest, was only going to get better. And it was only going to get bigger, particularly in this climate. And they shit canned her ass in the same way, and they acted like we're ABC, we're so cool. And then they thought it would be to put out a steaming pile of beetle dung called The Conners. Wait a minute. So you're telling me that you're going to make the Roseanne show without Roseanne. And you have enough dipshits in that suck off think tank of yours that believes this is actually going to get people to watch. You really honestly believe that. That's what they believed. So now what's the situation that they're in? They had to cancel that show. Duh. Not one intern willing to raise a hand and go, this is not a good idea. You can court controversy if the end result is ratings. And then the end result of that is advertising dollars. But you can't court controversy when the end result is who gives a shit. And that's the end result of something called The Conners. You say to someone, hey, The Conners is coming on tonight. They go, what the fuck's that? You go, that's the Roseanne show, but without the main character. You know the woman that you love, that you grew up with, the icon Roseanne, great comedian. Yeah, she's not on it now. Now it's like you know, and then the person just goes, no, but that's why I watch. It's like they go like, hey, you know this show? It's called New Jersey Mob Dudes, and you're like, no, I never heard of that. It's The Sopranos, but without Tony Soprano. They took Tony Soprano. He's not on the show anymore. But there's like some, remember the hangers on, like some of the dudes, you know, the guy who sniffed a lot, and the guy with the wings, like Paulie Walnuts. They're still around. They're like on the stoop, muttering amongst themselves and stuff. So like, you know, the series will go on and all that. They actually sat in their boardrooms and they thought that this had any fucking chance of surviving. But it shows you something. It shows you that they were willing to do that and be an entire embarrassment to the legacy of the show, their own legacy as programmers, right? Just in order to possibly, on that first night, have enough of a share to still have McDonald's and Nike as sponsors, right? And then whatever happens, happens. And sure enough, it's right down the shitter, right? But it was worth it to them to watch that go out on the air and be an unmitigated debacle. Why would you do that? Like why would you do that? Because unlike Roseanne, you don't care about what you're doing. The same way the Academy doesn't care about what they're doing. They don't care to put on a good show. They don't say, you know what, Kevin Hart is a good entertainer that young people like, and he might be able to liven up the show, right? Now, do I like what's his name there, like Hugh Jackman? Yeah, Hugh Jackman I think is great actor. You know, he's obviously a Broadway megastar and all that, but Hugh Jackman dancing around and doing show tunes is for the Tonys. That's the Tonys. You do that on the Oscars and eyes start rolling. Why? Because the Oscars have a lot of the same demographic that watches the Super Bowl. That's why it used to have a high rating. It's a lot of just your average American people going, oh, I'll watch this. I'll get a little bit of comedy. They'll talk about some of the movies. I probably saw some of the movies. Now it's like everyone's like, I don't know what these people are doing. They're making grand political pronouncements that are completely incoherent, and they're talking down to almost every American, and anybody with any sense in their head is by this highfalutin attitude they have, while it's a creep fest, you know, of rape and God knows what going on in the background, right? And then they go, but Me Too is our thing. No, it's your thing because you're a bunch of rapists. Like, that's why it's your thing. Don't act like you're the one stopping it. It's your industry that needs the policing. So come out and apologize, right, to all the children, right? Like Corey Feldman, come out and apologize. Say this industry is bereft of any type of moral center. All people want to do is exploit, 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 exploit. And the front is, we're these great people. You're these great people. I'm being lectured. Like, you're lecturing me. Meryl Streep is lecturing me. Meryl Streep, friend of Harvey Weinstein, is lecturing me on what's appropriate. How did that happen? You guys are the ones accused of rape. I'm not accused of rape. I don't understand how you flipped it. And everyone wears the pin, and then they conveniently forget, you know, about, you know, oh, hey, Casey Affleck, here's an Academy Award for mumbling in your soup. Wasn't this kid accused of rape? What is happening? Like, am I high? Like, in the same year that you're all wearing the pins and you're saying how you're going to change everything and, oh, get ready, you know, inclusion riders. What? Like, No, stop rape. Stop raping people. Like that's this. That's where we. That's like base level. Just don't rape. Just don't have people raping everybody. Like just stop the rape thing. Admit, like go like, hey, we're raping. Like this is Hollywood rape factory, and it was built on rape. Like if you think it's bad now, maybe you can compare it to the past and go, well, you should have seen what we used to do. In the 30s and 40s, you want to see some real fucking rape shit. Yeah, we were feeding actresses dog food. Like this is the levels like we were at. Like you were nothing. Like you were lucky. If you only got raped, and you got, a 3-picture deal, that was pretty good deal to them, So this shit is preposterous that they would have the gall to act like they're doing the public a service by getting in this battle with Kevin Hart and like, oh, we're gonna force his hand. Kevin Hart never needed the Academy. The Academy needed him, and they are going to see how much they needed him when that thing premieres to a no share. Watch. No one's watching that fucking thing.